guy in a small pickup truck, one of the Donnellys from local, had just crossed it, and he felt like it was trembling or something. He thought something was wrong, so he stopped when he got across the bridge, and he looked back, and that's when the bridge caved in.
Here's a creek running through the farmland. Before 2009, when this bridge collapsed, from here to there was that far. It was 30, 40, 50 feet. Now, from here to there is 16.7 miles. It's 16.7 miles when you live there if you want to get your tractor over there.
Farmers, if a farmer farms perhaps on both sides or maybe just one side, but the places he has to go to or get his inputs from or take his crop to may be on the other side, all of a sudden, instead of a simple trip down this road to get there, depending on the size of the equipment, the weight of the loads, he may have to go as far as 16.5 or 16.7 miles is what we've calculated to make that round trip to get around this area and to be able to get his job done. That creates a lot of extra time as well as a lot of extra cost into whatever he's doing. It's estimated that if he's hauling grain, that extra trip costs another 5 cents a bushel.
Those prices add up. The sustainability factor starts to erode because now you're having to burn more fuel, you're having to see more emissions, you're having to use more wear and tear on the truck. Because it may be one bridge here in the middle of Illinois, but we have competitors around the world who are willing to try to come to the market and be more competitive than us in the United States. Our advantage in the United States is that we've got an infrastructure that has served us well.
I see.
But that infrastructure is starting to fail us. Infrastructure is everything. And I like to remind people, said, if farmer here in central Illinois, so he's got a pile that's sitting there, and there's someone overseas that wants that pile. What's the value of that if you have no transportation? The value of that pile is nothing. Transportation brings value to be able to move something from point A to point B. And if you have no transportation, there's no value for the farmer, and there's really no value for the buyer. The buyer's got to go look for someplace else to buy it. And transportation is what brings it alive, and infrastructure is the means to make that livelihood come out. It's like anything else. It needs to be maintained. It needs to be rehabilitated, and we need to think, how do we strategically reinvest in the system that is going to be adequate, not just for tomorrow, but for 5 years, 20 years, 30 years down the road. Because really, the world doesn't have many options to go. They've got to come back to the United States and buy, because we are a stable economy, we can produce like there's no tomorrow, and we've got some of the best farmers in the world to be as efficient as possible. And they're only rewarded as long as the infrastructure allows it to take place.